being someone who didn't drink, didn't smoke, really quite healthy and exercised regularly. It was just probably the biggest shock of my life. At the age of 44, I was getting some pain in my chest and ended up having a scope down my throat. I'll never forget the surgeon because he started off really friendly and just having a bit of a laugh, and then his face went completely white and he was so shocked. We ended up in the other room together and he told me I had cancer. The first thing I thought about was the wedding, which we've been planning for months and months, and the surgical team were amazing. They encouraged us to go ahead with the wedding. So we did, and it was an amazing miracle, amazing thing to have done. So I had a huge operation. It ended up being 17 hours, but they did remove the cancer successfully. But the incision they did in my neck was infected. So there was 5 or 6 months of trying to help that heal. And during all of that time, I had a feeding tube in my stomach. So it was a very difficult time, both emotionally and physically. One thing we learned pretty quick was that we needed to ask for help because we just couldn't do this on our own. For me personally, I found that cancer was very isolating. Family and friends were very helpful and they were amazing, but they hadn't been through the experience. So I did seek help from the Cancer Society. I got counselling, and early on in the cancer, my mum was really struggling, and luckily the Cancer Society offered that counselling to family members as well. So she was able to go along up in the Wairarapa, and they even said to her she could go along to the group events, which was an amazing opportunity for her to meet cancer sufferers and I guess feel some connection with someone when she was away from me. We're very lucky that the cancer was completely removed, so that side of my journey is over. But a lot of people say to me, oh, you can just forget about this now. I don't think of it that way. I think of all the kindness that we got from others and all the generosity. I don't want to forget it. I don't want to forget it, and I always felt a bit guilty for sort of leaning on the Cancer Society for support, but they were so open-minded, it didn't matter who you were, they were there for me. Coming from a place where I felt, utterly alone, the support that I've received through the Cancer Society is just amazing. And I know that if anything else comes up, I've got somewhere to turn. Yeah, that's an amazing experience.